Hey guys, I got another lightsaber review for you. Reveal, something like that. I thought I'd get into the specs and the demo before I actually get into the backstory. So, yeah, for those of you that don't want to stick around for the backstory, I will verbally say when the cutoff point is. So here we have a heavily modified um, Dark Initiate version 2 from Ultrasabers. It's naturally weathered, and by that I mean any weathering or scuffing, dents, scratches, etc. come from me using it and not artificially being put there to add character. It's literally I've been using this lightsaber since 2015. So it is running a Profi board version 1.5, the original one. This was the first Profi board that I ever purchased. First lightsaber, first Profi board. I thought it fit. With a 3.7 volt 18650 lithium ion battery with a 28 millimeter Railmaster flat speaker. On the Profi board are two sound fonts. One is Youngling with a blue blade. The other one is Shota with a yellow blade. No music found on either. I've programmed it so it only operates on one button. No auxiliary switch to be found anywhere. And it uses a short Shoto blade that can be found, I think, on Island Sabers. Check the description below for the link. And if it's not from Island Sabers, I'm sorry. So it runs Neopixel, it runs Smoothswing. Let's just get into the demo. So, anyway. And then we move on to Shoto. So, this is my original lightsaber. I'm very happy with it. For those before I cut off, anybody who wants to do this should know a couple of things. One, I had to drill out the switch hole. This was a guarded switch hole that I had to drill out maybe an additional millimeter. So just some sandpaper should work. You don't actually need a drill. Just need some sandpaper and some patience. And a 12 millimeter blue illuminated anti-vandal switch hole would slide in and out just fine. You use the nut that comes with it to hold it in place. Also, right about here, between my fingers here, the internal diameter is 1.14 inches between where the switch begins and where my finger is here, is 0.99 inches roughly. I had to get Brandon Dale from Dale's Sabers to not only drill out a hole for the pommel so the speaker could actually produce sound out instead of blowing everything up, but he also drilled the internal diameter from here all the way to the switch, giving me plenty of room to put the chassis from Stardust and Sperante into the lightsaber. So I wanted to say thank you to both Brandon Dale and Stardust. Stardust not just for the chassis, but also for creating that little holder for the Neopixel that I requested. You both are the reason that I'm able to capture some of the dreams that I've had. So thank you both very much. So for those of you who just wanted the demo, I'll give another couple swings and then it cuts right off. So. There we go. Okay, so this is the part where it cuts off and I get into the story. So I hope you guys enjoyed. So the background story for this, for those of you that lived in Waterloo, Kitchener, that kind of area, from October 2015 till roughly March of 2017. This lightsaber was the one I used the most. If you ever saw me out with a blue lightsaber in the earlier years of me doing this, this was the lightsaber I used. It was the first lightsaber I ever purchased. I fell for the Ultrasabers. Buy our lightsabers, they're only $50. Oops, you gotta add shit to it. Here's a battery pack, here's a switch, here's an LED, here's a longer blade. Oh, now it's $150. Hot garbage. So, and they're very difficult to upgrade. Like, you need a lathe in order to upgrade this properly, or access to a lathe, or know somebody who knows how to operate a metal lathe. Like, if you don't, you're kind of screwed. So thank you to Brandon Dale for drilling out the hole for the pommel. Thank you to Brandon Dale for drilling out the internals for the chassis. Thank you to my father for letting me use the table saw that he recently got so I could get an angled emitter. Ever since Anakin Skywalker's lightsaber from Episode 2, I've loved angled emitters. So, and thanks to Stardust and Sabrante for both chassis pieces. Yeah, so this lightsaber I have had since October 2015 when I made that life-changing purchase. And I decided that I would keep the lightsaber after I decided that I was going to... Okay, so basically, Ultrasabers had this policy. You have a 3-month warranty, and then you send it back and forth, and they'll repair it for free, but you still got to pay the $20 shipping to get it there, and then get it back. And then after 3 months, it's $5 to replace the battery pack that always breaks. I wonder why they keep using it. So with that in mind, I got sick and tired of spending money every fucking month to fix the stupid thing instead of getting a proper chassis that wouldn't break. So I went online and I found solutions, and eventually I said, screw it, I'm just going to do this myself. And I built my custom lightsaber, slowly upgraded it until it's at the point where it is at now. So, and I thought I'd keep this lightsaber once I got on that path, so that once I feel like I'm at a comfortable state where I could upgrade this and do it justice, I thought I would do that. And now I'm at that point where I feel like one of the professionals. So I still couldn't do it without help. Community. So the upgrades took a few years. I had to find the right people that could do the jobs that I couldn't afford for years. But once the jobs were done, all it really took was patience and the skills I learned over the past couple of years of building lightsabers. So, the scuffing, scars, the damage to not only the pommel from various drops, but the scuffs, the dents, the scratches, all that stuff. I never tried to fix any of this. I thought it added character. I thought it told a story of a well-used original lightsaber, which was the point to the blue blade. It was to be reminiscent of when I first wielded this lightsaber. I used a blue blade because that was the color of the lightsaber that when I was a kid, I pictured myself wielding a blue lightsaber more than anything else. It was the lightsaber that Luke used originally before he created his own and had a green. It was the lightsaber of my teenage angst hero, Anakin Skywalker. Blue lightsabers were my absolute favorite, and still, honestly, blue lightsabers I rank above purple lightsabers, but purple reflects me better, so I use purple instead. Now, that's the purpose for the blue lightsaber. Yes. Youngling, the original lightsaber, it's the first one I used to practice and train, and blue was the color that I picked. It was either that or green. Blue's better for me. And then, excuse you, yellow represents the Sentinel class, which is the other half of me. The Sentinel class focuses on lockpicking, hacking, slicing, espionage, skills that you don't think you would need. Skills that the Jedi aren't really known for, but the Sentinel class isn't really known all that well. So, yeah, it's a good selection of skills that are part of a hobby of mine, to learn things that you wouldn't normally need, but the second you do need them, they come in real handy. So I thought the Sentinel class reflected me a little bit better than the Guardian class. And that's the purpose of the yellow lightsaber. I kept visualizing myself because... Sorry, I can't get my thoughts in order. I've been playing this game for the past couple of years, I'm pretty sure by now. It's like the past year or so. It's a fun game. And I love how the main character will wield a katana, the main sword for combat and dueling and self-defense. But when it comes to either the stealthier missions where assassinations and espionage are needed, he'll use the shoto. Or when it comes to freeing captured innocent people, he'll cut the rope with a dagger. We in the modern day don't use rope. We use like handcuffs. So a laser sword is more needed. So that's why I got this. And that's why the volume is also dialed down from full volume to about 30%. And because this is the scenario that goes through my mind. A bunch of people are held captive, tied up around a pole, while the bad guys are off looking at plans. And then a Jedi sneaks in through the shadows and goes, shh, and then moves them forward. And then eventually they get discovered. The Jedi pulls out the real lightsaber, and cue action scene. So that's the scene that goes on in my mind. There was another reason that I wanted this lightsaber, because I'm a big fan of practicality, so I don't want this to just sit on the shelf and have me sit there looking at it and be like, oh, I remember those days. I want this to actually be used these days, but I'm not going to dual wield my actual lightsaber and this little dinky thing. However, every now and again, I will be going to Ace Ping Pong down on King Street, and instead of using a ping pong racket, I've been wanting to use one of these to practice with my hand-eye coordination when it comes to various things. And I think using this for ping pong would help. So that's pretty much it. It's a fairly short review. Special thanks, thank you to Stardust and Sperante for leaving an etched message, an etched label that I specifically requested. Very happy that it was able to be done. This is an Arabesh-esque label that says Jedi Guys Shoto. So let's see if I can get the camera to focus. Come on. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Okay, so that's not going to happen, but that's no big deal. So, yeah, very happy with this lightsaber. Very happy with the amount of time that it took me to build it, and very happy with what I plan on using it for. And yes, if you guys see me at the Ace Ping Pong and you guys want to challenge me, that's perfectly fine. I'm happy to take on somebody in ping pong using a lightsaber. All for the fun of it. And I went and checked. The people at Ace Ping Pong are perfectly happy with me using this, so long as I don't hit anybody with it, they don't got a problem. So, yeah, I think I'll end on that note. It's not what I wanted to do, but whatever. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. Hope you guys are inspired to do this with your own Ultrasabers lightsabers, but I recommend taking the time to do this. I've been wanting to do this upgrade since 2017. I needed to take a breath and do it properly. So here's to lightsabers and the skill and patience required to do them. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys are inspired. If you've got an Ultrasaber lightsaber that you just love to death, even though the company kind of irritates you, comment down below which one you like best. This is always going to hold a special place in my heart, and I do think it looks better with an angled emitter rather than the flat emitter that they have. So yeah. Peace, war, whatever sinks the boat, and may the Force be with you all.